What's up, you guys? Me again. It's Nate, and I'm going to be reviewing um, Batman and Punisher. And I wasn't sure if I was going to do this one just because I just done two reviews on DC Marvel crossover, and it was Batman, Daredevil, Daredevil, Batman. But I've decided to do it. It was one of the reasons why is because I just did a full Night Quest Night's End reviews, and I've saw that the Batman in this is the Jean Paul Valley Batman. Yeah. So, uh, so this probably takes place probably during Night Quest, I'm guessing, and it's a pretty good read. I just thought they should have used a DC villain, like an actual DC villain. I mean, it's that was probably the only problem I had with it. I mean, I love that it took place during Night Quest and kind of get to see, um, you know, the Azrael Batman kind of just having all these delusions and all these things, from the Order of Saint Dumas, kind of, you know, and so uh, Batman's trying to find this bad guy, whatever, called his name's like Tony Brassy. I don't know how you, but there's an associate of Brassy's, and his name's Rimmer or something like that. And so at the same time, the Punisher comes around and he's looking for his arch enemy Jigsaw, and he gets information that leads him to a church, and Punisher gets drugged, and he, you know, uh, and the church starts burning down, and it's a trap from Jigsaw, but Batman comes in, saves Punisher, and they decided to work together even though Punisher's a wanted vigilante, kills. Uh, so they go check out this place, and to get information, and the Punisher decides to leave Batman to follow his own leads because he didn't want to be held back and all this, and Batman's upset that Punisher leaves him, because he wanted to, after Punisher helping him, he wanted to take him in, but that wasn't going to happen. But it was probably a waste of time, because Punisher used one clue and Batman used his computer, and they got to it, and Batman finds Rimmer, and this Rimmer, the associate of Tony Brassy, they are working together. It's kind of like this scheme to put something in the water that when it would collide with something, the whole water would burst into fire, and uh, you know, and then it would, for Jigsaw, would be like the Batman be like, okay, I can fix it, and it'd just be like this money scheme, where he'd be like, with this much money, I can save you guys and all this, and he'd fix it, kind of like that, you know. So Batman turns around, stops them. Then he goes to where the water is flowing like that, and he stops it because he gets into this wrecking ball thing, and he just kind of knocks the hole in, and the fiery water, or whatever, just rushes right out of it. And Punisher gets the jigsaw. They fight, da da da, and Punisher throws him off the roof, and Batman just swoops in, kicks him through a window, ties him up, goes to meet Punisher, and for like 2 pages, Joker shows up. And this, I mean, Joker's not the villain in this, but I think they did this to kind of lead up to Punisher and Batman, which is the kind of like almost like sequel to this. And the Batman Punisher fight, it goes on for a few pages, and then Punisher, he kind of does this smoke bomb that he takes out of Batman's belt and uses it. While Batman is momentarily blinded and stuff, Punisher gets away, and Batman's like, I failed. Ah. So yeah. Like I said, I mean, the whole, the Marvel villain I had no problem with, but I was disappointed that there wasn't really a clear-cut DC villain. Like, it's like, couldn't you use Penguin? Penguin's a businessman. It's like, you could have used Penguin. It's like, you could have done that. It's like, oh. Or you could have used somebody else. It's like, that's what I was probably most disappointed. I mean, now, sure, it did get Joker in it. It was awesome, and I loved that it would lead right into the Punisher and Batman. And, and don't get me wrong, Punisher Batman's pretty cool. Here it is right here. And I actually had this first before I had this. And this one actually has the Bruce Wayne Batman. I'm guessing takes place after Night's End, obviously. And sorry, kind of tired. And it's pretty awesome, I think. It's it has, like, I mean, the action didn't disappoint. I mean, probably problem I had was like, did I have a real good DC villain for the whole thing, except for the 2-page little cameo of the Joker, I mean, that part was probably the most disappointing, but I mean, I love that the fight went on between Batman and Punisher. It's like 8 pages of them fighting. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Yeah. Yeah, this was done by Dennis O'Neil. It was written by, Dennis O'Neil. So, yeah, I mean, it was good overall. Like I said, only thing, just the DC villain. I mean, what? Penguin was too busy? I mean, what? It was like, it's like, hello, Penguin, are you around? No, I'm busy. Why? I haven't seen you in comics lately. What are you doing? You know, yeah, so, I mean, I loved how they actually had this lead into the Punisher and Batman. And, I mean, is this worth picking up? Yeah, definitely is. Just that problem with the, they need to have a DC villain, you know. I mean, I kind of would have loved to have the Bruce Wayne Batman in this, though, but I kind of love that it kind of almost ties into the Night Quest. So, yeah. Um, and you know what, actually, I think it's in one of the Night's End parts, like in one of the beginnings. I don't know which part it is, so I can't really say which issue. But if you're reading Night's End, make sure that you pay attention because this Azrael Batman is actually listing all the villains that he took down. And he goes, yeah, I took care of Jigsaw, and it's, other villains. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute, you just mentioned a Marvel villain in a DC comic. Like, I mean, so it mentioned something from here in a DC book, I mean, I don't remember I read that. I was like, holy crap, you know? It did it. Oh my god. Holy crap. They actually mentioned that? So I mean, if you're ever reading Night's End, make sure you like read it carefully. I mean, I think it's parts 1, 2, 3, something like that. Because he'd be saying like, "Oh yeah, I took down Abbott or Gone Hawk and you know Tallyman Joker," and he says Jigsaw, one of them, and it was like, "Whoa, really?" I mean, no one's gonna sue you for saying his name. I mean, wow. I mean, yeah. But, I mean, anyways, pick this up when you get the chance. I mean, it's a great read. Really is. Just a problem with the villain. I mean, I would have loved to have seen Batman, like, the same Batman, same Punisher for both stories. That would have been kind of cool. But it's kind of cool to see the Azrael Batman. Yeah. I mean, like I said, Batman Punisher, Lake of Fire. Do you love it? Hate it? Um, so please let me know, comments below, what you thought of this, any suggestions you want to give me, as long as it's not mean. So please like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you later.